cut your cooking gas.
Go Delta, go Delta,
Fast.
go Delta, go Delta, go Delta, go Delta.
All petroleum needs.
Go Delta,
ULSD.
go Delta, go Delta, go Delta, go Delta, go Delta, go Delta.
Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
Every day we're faced with choices to spend or to save, to delay or to stay on track. It's discipline that shapes our future because discipline means making the choice today that pays off tomorrow. Remember, discipline, choice, pays. A message from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Have you heard that Mind, Body, and Soul is back?
Yes, Mind, Body, and Soul is back on Sundays at 4 p.m. only on Freedom FM, hosted by the inspiring Julie Charles. This is your go-to show for thought-provoking and uplifting conversations. Every Sunday, dive into topics that nourish your mind, body, and soul. From wellness tips to personal growth to deep conversations, Julie brings you the stories that inspire change and spark reflection. Don't miss out. Tune into Minds, Body, and Soul on Sundays at 4 p.m. and let Freedom FM guide you to a more balanced and inspired life. Minds, Body, and Soul on Freedom FM Sundays at 4 p.m.
What if your money did more than sit in an account? What if it built dreams, supported families, and empowered futures? At St. Kitts Credit Union, we're more than a financial institution. We're a family that believes in your potential, rooted in people helping people. Enjoy competitive savings rates and low-interest loans for mortgages, vehicles, education, and more. Need security for you or your loved ones? The Family Indemnity Plan and Loan Protection Insurance give your loved ones peace of mind, whether you're saving for school, building your business, or planning for tomorrow. SKCU is here for you. It's not just about banking, it's about belonging. Contact us at 465-2272 or any of our branches. Learn more online at www.skccu.com. Become a member today and be a part of something greater.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
It's 1:38 right here in the studios of Freedom FM. It's a Friday afternoon, and once you hear the theme, you know it's time for Groundings. Today is the 9th of January, 2026. So it's actually the first Groundings program for the year 2026. So we do have the regular panel here with us this afternoon. We have Deputy Prime Minister. I almost said former Prime Minister. We have former Deputy Prime Minister, former Ambassador Sam Kondo here with us. Good afternoon, Mr. Kondo. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Nice to be back again. Happy New Year to you and to all our listeners. Happy to be back with them again.
They've been calling you.
Yeah.
They've been ready.
Yeah. 1 week earlier than we thought you would be here.
Yes. But, a lot is happening. Yeah. So we have a lot to unpack this afternoon. And we have Dr. Patrick Martin, who is former CMO, Chief Medical Officer, and he's advisor in the Ministry of Health. Dr. Martin, welcome back. Happy New Year.
Best wishes to you and your family, to the Groundings family, the Freedom FM family. Best wishes for good health and strength in 2026. We certainly need it. We have started the year with lots to contemplate.
Definitely.
It's nice to see Sam in short sleeves today.
And the color is a little bit festive as well. So,
yes. He's ready to roll.
Yes. We want to also send shout outs to Junie Liebert, who is unable to be with us today. A terrible flu is going around, and he is a little bit under the weather this afternoon. But, this show has to go on. So I'm certain that he's listening, and he'll send his 2 pence ever so
It's not too late to wish him belated, 77th?
I don't even know.
77.
You sure?
Oh, it's 177. But I know he had a birthday recently. So
Was it 77?
I thought it was 177.
I don't know. But happy belated birthday, Junie.
27? 27, okay. Good.
Happy belated birthday, Junie. I am certain that he enjoyed his birthday.
He certainly did from the pictures.
Yes. So, gentlemen, what's on the agenda for this afternoon? Remember, I'm the guest here.
The issue is what's not on the agenda this afternoon.
I know.
But, Jamie, Sam, we rounded out 2025 and then woke up in 2026 to some breaking news of geopolitical significance, which we shall get into. But first, we'll remember some people who we must commemorate, who passed in the interim. First, Bernice Sebastian, born 21st September 1913, died 3rd January 2026 in Philadelphia at the tender age of 112 years and 104 days, classified as a super centenarian. She was the first of 12 children born to J. Matthew Sebastian and Ione Hodge. And
the founding father of the Labour Party.
And so condolences to the Sebastian family. She lived a long, fruitful life, started work as a teacher in Dieppe and then to Irish Town. Yeah.
They were all teachers, right? All the Sebastian siblings, they were all teachers?
I don't know, but I guess we'll get some.
I think so. All teachers.
Yes.
Okay.
112. She saw a lot. Yeah. And then we also lost Janet Johnson. That was, the whole country was shaken up by that one. Literally 24 hours after her daughter won the...
Less than 24
Less than 24 hours after her daughter won the coveted title of Talentine, ICCS. What a shocker. My memory of Janet was as an athlete with some prowess, especially in the sprints. That's in the 1990s, if my memory serves me correctly. But I understand she distinguished herself in the pageant coaching field. You know more about that?
Pageant?
No, what, her role in that?
She was a chaperone.
But she was a contestant before.
Oh, she was a contestant
Yes,
before.
she
Okay, so I'm not really I don't know much about pageants. Let me start there, because people generally think that once you're a woman, you're into that. I'm not. But
Men are more into pageants than women.
You think so?
Well,
I don't know, but I'm not a pageant person. But I've known Janet for many years. I met her. She was actually involved. She used to do makeup. She was very interested in makeup, and so we met as a result of that. She was best friends with somebody I know as well. And, you know, she was always a friendly, always a bubbly, always...
Wonderful.
Yes, always the life of the party kind of person. And it was really shocking. I mean, it really brought to life the saying, today you're here, tomorrow you're gone, because I saw the videos. Again, I'm not the pageant person. I don't go to pageants, but I saw the videos when her daughter won, and I saw the excitement. She was elated.
Yeah, that must have been
right. And then to hear about it, because that was a very good show, apparently
very
as
good.
well.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
And, you know, everybody was speaking about that show on the Sunday. And then to start to see the messages going around, and I'm like, no,
can't be.
impossible, right? It was really, really heartbreaking, really heartbreaking. My heart goes out to her children, because to lose your mother at such a young age, it has to be difficult. That one was really, really... As others, this carnival season too, that is never easy, but when it's sudden like that, I think it stings a little bit more.
Yep. And there's also saying the young die young. Only the good die young.
Yeah.
I think that's the saying. And she was just a good person, you know what I mean? And I think she was also a dancer as well. I think she danced with Okoro, I think, at one time as well. All around her, real, you know, very personable, very, you know.
So we extend condolences to the family, to the friends, the Keys community. It's a close-knit community.
Yeah.
And her soul rest in peace.
One of the things I like to say, because quite a lot of people have been speaking of her daughter in particular. She has two children. She has the boy who's the older of the two. But people are speaking about her daughter, you know. But I could say, you know, well, I would like to say that there's so much goodwill. And it is said sometimes when you're not able to leave a will for the children, you know, a house and land and, you know, money in the bank and so on. But goodwill is incalculable. And I could see that her daughter, you know, is going to be the recipient of tremendous goodwill, you know, and people are going to follow, you know, to her CXCs and to her, you know, whatever career she wants to go to, and, you know, and even looking forward to the Miss St. Kitts pageant and university and you name it. I sense there's tremendous goodwill out there, and she has left that for her daughter. So I think her daughter and her son, they're in good hands, and, you know, I see the community, the country, making sure that they'll be all right.
Definitely.
And then from Keys, we move over the hill, Canada Hill, and go into the great state of St. Peters.
State of St. Peters.
We lost Dolores Hobson. Well,
and that was sudden as well.
Yeah.
The script on Dolores Hobson is as long as the St. Peters main road, going in both directions. But a stalwart of the community, the St. Peter's Anglican Church. Things have had to pass through her. Bastille High School, that's where I met her. Bastille High School, teaching typing. And when you're leaving the school and passing the typing center, you had to be on your best behavior. Had to be. Otherwise, your reputation precedes you. As a stickler for order in the typing center. I remember that, you know. And then, let's see, netball.
Netball.
Oh, my goodness.
Those ups and netball.
You know.
Coach and manager and you name it.
And then if you had a function and one of the persons at the top of the list to do your catering,
yep,
that was Dolores Hobson. What a gem.
Yep.
And
So,
she was also a mother,
Mm-hmm.
a grandmother, a great-grandmother. And she did very well in those roles.
She was a
as well.
godmother too.
Yeah.
She was godmother to one of my daughters.
Wow. Wow. So I became familiar with her because her granddaughter and I went to school together, from primary school straight through high school, teachers college. And Tamaju absolutely adored her grandmother.
Again. Say that again. You could say that again.
She adored her grandmother. And I saw a video with them dancing together the Monday. I think it was the Monday. I don't remember, but a few days before she passed, like maybe 2 days before she passed, you know? And I was like, she has so much life in her, and, you know, she was enjoying herself completely. The song was Tell Her Old and Grey, a soca song. And they were dancing, and they're like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to live, right?
So you celebrate life.
Exactly, you know, and she looked so happy. And then a few days, it could be the day after, somebody posted, and she was like, you know, she's gone. And I'm like, what? How? Again, it shows you that you have to live your life. You have to live life each day and not take anything for granted.
That's
because
That's right.
at any time you could be gone.
That's right.
What's her son's name, the DJ?
Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Lincoln, yeah.
Lincoln and Judy.
Yeah.
Lincoln is my favorite DJ.
I think it's Rabuka.
He knows,
DJ Rabuka.
he knows how to play the good old school stuff. You know, the music that you don't talk over, and you let the whole song play. Yeah, that's my kind of DJ.
Uninterrupted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So condolences to the Hobson family and all of the extended family, the St. Peter's community. That'll be a big celebration. We can be assured of that.
Definitely.
And there are hundreds of persons who have all kinds of stories to tell us about Dolores. Yeah. And then...
and the final one, Joyce, yeah.
Oh, yes. She was the mother of Aziwa Niles Jones, who was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly when.
I'm not sure.
It's more than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than, I think it was in 2024. She was also known in the McKnight community in the Pricopia Alley area.
What was the last name?
Summersall.
Joyce Summersall.
Summersall, yeah. Pick up alley.
Yeah, so, you know, we're
Famous
also
Pickup Alley lady.
holding the family up in prayers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joyce is a great friend of mine. Well, her son, you know, he was close with Zeke, and so they spent a lot of time together. Used to be by me a lot, home where I live. And so I know him really well. And, you know, it is strange to say you should not put off things because of it. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, to pay a visit during Christmas, you know, and, you know, try carry goodies and so on, because we had that relationship, you know. And I got really busy and put it off, and, you know, I regret that I didn't really get to see her, but that's how it is. And like you said, she was well. You know, we thought she was in good spirits. But, like people say, she was heartbroken with the loss of her son. It is not easy for a parent to bury a child, I mean, I saw that happening to my sister.
And again, a sudden
mm-hmm.
death.
Yep.
A sudden death, senseless death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that must have been painful for her. And, as well as she was trying to, move along and so on, you could see that was a burden for her, that was painful, and maybe so. I want to extend condolences to the family.
Definitely. I did not know her very well, but I knew Milk very well. We went to high school together, and Prickle Pear Alley is just across the road from Sheer Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interaction.
we were very close friends, and his death, I think, really shocked the entire community. So I could only imagine how she felt as a mother, right?
Yeah.
It was just
Really.
really, really heartbreaking, and this is another sudden death.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
we hold the family in prayers, as I said before.
Indeed.
And, I know it can't be easy
It can be.
what they're dealing with at this present time,
Mm-hmm.
especially so soon
Mm-hmm.
after the
son's
loss
death, yeah.
of Milk.
Yep.
And so it's against the backdrop of those reflections, contemplations, and thoughts that we are now charging into the new year 2026 as a nation, the smallest nation in the Western Hemisphere in terms of size, area size, and population size, but large in terms of ocean size. And we are now operating in a new environment that, was first established in 1823. In 1823, it was established unilaterally by the then U.S. administration led by President Monroe, that the Western...
Yeah, before we go to that, you don't want to say something about the carnival?
Well, we wrap everything in here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we woke up out of last lap. Well, we at last lap there was a tragic incident,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And just as we were contemplating that, we woke up to a new policy regime.
Is it really new though?
Well, that's a new for those born after independence is probably a new policy regime. But for those of us who were paying attention to geopolitics before that, we knew that it was established that the United States was the dominant power in the Western Hemisphere. So we celebrated Christmas and Carnival, and we had a wonderful celebration.
Yep, it was really memorable.
Some of the largest, a lot of people came in, a lot of friends and family came in.
Lots of people.
Lots of visitors, by sea and by air. The temperature was cool to cold up in the higher elevations. And in the carnival, well, before the churches were packed. Churches were packed. In the spirit of Christmas was certainly there. The spirit of Christmas was certainly there on both islands. You saw the ceremonies in both St. Kitts and Nevis, and the lights.
And in the spirit of Christmas at the circus,
Right.
25 years.
And the lights. People.
Tribute to Eustace Warner, who created that event, and they honored him. It was very fitting.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
And so we invested in a good Christmas, as usual. For St. Kitts and Nevis, we must have a good Christmas. The other days of the year could be ordinary, but Christmas has to be special for us, extra special, because that was the Boxing Day was the only day off for the plantation workers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep.
Then we went full speed into Carnival, and Sam and Jamie, I'm usually out of town by 8 o'clock. But boy, some of the troops were so massive. I had to see.
You mean on Boxing Day?
On Juve, I had to see that for myself.
I wasn't able to come to town.
But I can tell you,
I was sick.
You were sick?
Yeah.
You had to drop it?
Whatever it is.
No, that's it. It's just to drop it.
I think it dropped me. But yes, I was.
Yeah, there's a. Okay, so we
horrible.
knew early December that there was an intense flu sweeping through Europe and the UK.
Yes, we did do news items about that.
And so, but
yeah,
and then into North America, and then with the traffic back and forth, our turn started happening before Christmas.
Yes,
actually.
yeah.
So glad to see you back. But for those of us who were drinking the bush tea and getting some exercise, along with the fruit cake with a little bit of grape juice in it, we were able to fight it off.
Continue fighting it off because it's still going around, right?
I know. Tribute to the participation of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and to our friends from overseas, in the Christmas and the Carnival. But I've never seen a Juve morning troop that big as an excess. It spanned from the top of 4th Street down past the circus.
Well, I saw the pictures of the Bay Road. It took up the entire Bay Road. And I was like, what?
Actually, this 4th Street actually tilted southwards when they were coming up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And from the videos that I saw, the people seemed to have an amazing experience. They enjoyed it to the fullest.
It was, all the Juve troops were well organized, but for that side, that one was well organized, and people had fun. And so, how was your Christmas Carnival, Sam?
Excellent. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Carnival. I love the Jew. I was looking for. I'm sorry to hear you were sick.
You were looking for her?
Jim is a fixture on 4th Street in Carnival. See her there every Juve. I was wondering what's happening. In fact, I called you. I didn't get a response, so maybe that's the reason.
I didn't even see the missed call.
I love Christmas. I don't allow anybody.
Juve is something that I don't ever want to miss. Ever.
I love Christmas. I love Carnival. I had a wonderful time.
And once you recovered, you were able to take in the rest of the season?
I did New Year's Day, and that was it.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah. New Year's Day was a lot as well. The people were out in their numbers. The troops were huge. Beautiful costumes as usual. So
we still have to get it flowing though. The gaps.
I think.
I don't know how we're going to do that.
Listen, this may be controversial, but I think it started too early, to be honest. I think they started off early.
11:30.
And then there were gaps in between. So maybe if they had waited a little while, they could have gotten it together. I know there are, some older people who like to go to Greenlands. And I think they were caught a bit off guard this time because they were not there as yet. So I think that was something that we maybe need to work on.
But, by 3 o'clock, Greenlands was clear.
Yes, yeah.
And it wasn't until 5:30 that the folklore were in 4th Street, having done the loop. And
but they were waiting. They were on the Bay Road
Waiting for to catch up? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that. So,
yeah, they were on the Bay Road, Newtown Bay Road, waiting for the others. So we could work on some of those logistical areas.
Yep.
Good to see the attempt, the continuing organization of the folklore. The masquerades were out in their glory. St. Peter's bringing back the culture is really doing a fantastic job.
What stood out to me too were the disabled on wheels.
Okay, great. So that
because I feel like everybody needs to be included, and that was an amazing effort to include persons who are differently able.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
There was a bull, a clown, a masquerade. Yeah, in the disabled on wheels. Yeah. That was great. Kudos to the person persons who organized that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, so Christmas Carnival in St. Kitts and Nevis is a religious, cultural, and economic event.
That's right.
No doubt about that.
Is becoming a major economic.
Becoming?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of there.
It seems to have reached the level of the music festival in terms of
I think we have to begin to measure it, assess it,
but it looks
quantify and make it, like
music festival took a quantum leap, and I think Carnival has caught up. Christmas Carnival has caught up to that, especially the Power Week Boxing Day too, last.
Yeah, definitely.
And so while we were,
there were a number of fetes as well.
32.
Yeah.
There were 32 fetes?
That's what I was told.
There were what?
32.
32?
Fetes.
Really?
Okay, Zico will know.
So, but there were a number of fetes, and they seemed to be very well attended as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what?
In fact, I was telling about one over at Sharps Carambola, that he had helped to organize, and he said it's the success surprised them. In fact, he came home and took up some.
That was the all black.
It was all black.
Yeah, that's the all black.
I don't even know what it was, but
it was. Well, you see, my daughter was not the name.
Opulence?
Yes, opulence.
Yeah.
Opulence.
I know that because I saw some pictures. That's I wasn't there. So just letting you know. He came home and did what to you?
Take up some of my drinks. I went down and I see.
But how you putting the boy on blast on national radio?
He can't. I said, Zico, he said, man, but Daddy, I didn't know this thing, man. We went out to drinks and all, so it had to be.
Listen, you don't say that on national radio.
That's to emphasize how things are.
Yes.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yes. And the one that I was interested in was the Boyan Fete.
What's that?
The Boyan Fete. It was a fete featuring music from Dominica and Grenada.
Oh.
Yeah. And that one was very well attended, I understand, as well.
Speaking of Grenada, one of the carnival troops was a Jab Jab.
Every year, you know?
No, there was the real Jab Jab.
Yes.
And then there was a troop.
But, you know, that was kind of
Jab.
controversial, the Red Devils, when they launched. I don't think the Grenadian community here took too kindly to, you know.
Well, the Caribbean is a melting
They
pot.
spoke about some cultural appropriation. Listen, my thing is, right, I feel that Jab Jab the culture is growing throughout the world, right? So you just have to accept that other people are going to do it because it's a good mass.
It's a good mass. It's a good mass.
It's a wicked jab.
So there was the real Jab Jab.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
With oil, charcoal, and then there were the young people. With a Grenadian friend of mine said that was not Jab Jab, that was just jab.
Yeah, it was giving kind of imitation vibes, but
sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
What about this? Independence Square. A number of folks engaged in some innovation, some entrepreneurship, which really I was really impressed
during the Christmas
season. Some.
There are mixed feelings about that, you know.
Wow.
There are some people who feel that Independence Square should be somewhat of a shrine and should not be used for these things
At Christmas time?
at any time. And then for me, it's like,
It was something else for children and parents to do in Independence Square.
exactly.
Bouncing castle, some swinging kind of some video game, a video arcade or two.
Yeah,
something like that, yeah.
I feel that it was a good move.
If you didn't want the boom boom in your
If you don't
your
want-
eardrums, you headed towards Independence Square. And, yeah, I was impressed with it.
And if you didn't want to tangle it in the crowd
Right.
with your children, you just take them
I
there.
was very impressed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we woke up January 3rd to be reminded that in 1823, the United States established that the Western Hemisphere
Oh, but
is
just before we go
theirs.
to that, I want to leave one thing with us. I think it's something that's going to be regular until we get it sorted out. That is the Football Association.
What
The
happened?
suspension of the Newton Ground and the Hard Times, Newton Ground in St. Kitts and Hard Times in Nevis, not being fixtured now for 2 seasons. And they have sought the assistance of the general public. And so we are working to make sure that this matter is rectified. This is not in keeping with the spirit of football.
So what's the reason?
What's the
well,
backdrop? What's the backdrop?
The backdrop is that is a long story,
Okay.
but they had some matters with some disciplinary matter with the association. They were asked to pay a fine of $1,000 and to upload a document and present it. That's in sometime in December, I think, of 2022 or 2023, 2022 or 2023, and they did that. And since that, they have not been fixtured. They have not had. They have wrote several letters to the association, including letters from lawyers, Damien Kelsick of Kelsick, Wilkin and Ferdinand, have not had a reply, and they're seeking to get this matter addressed. They're seeking the support of the clubs. And I have a letter which I want to read to put on the record and to say that this matter is a matter that I will be following. I know the value of sports to personal development and to national development. I am an example of that. You know, I started my leadership on the fields of Warner Park, right up to the halls of the United Nations, and I know what sports could do for you. And so I want to make sure that every individual, every young man and woman, because the sport is going among the female now, and I want to make sure they get an opportunity. I think what's happening is wrong, and I'm going to be part of leading this idea of getting it back in. It says, the letter says, Barrister Senkis, 8th of January, that was yesterday, 2026, as leaders of the Newton Ground and Hard Times United Football Clubs, we are calling for the immediate reinstatement of both clubs to the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association after being illegally expelled ahead of the 2025 election. We firmly believe that our expulsion was unfair and contradicts the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association goals of promoting and expanding football in St. Kitts and Nevis. Our clubs want to continue playing, contributing to the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association's success, and developing players to restore national football glory. We support football's role in community development and keeping our youth engaged. We are proud that several members of the clubs and stakeholders back our request for reinstatement for the 2025-26 season, believing that our participation benefits the St. Kitts Football Association. We would have garnered support from other St. Kitts Football Association member clubs in submitting a letter to the St. Kitts Football Association demanding to be fixtured and listed for the 2025-26 season and recognize us as full legal members, but they have been unresponsive to the letter like previous correspondences sent. All stakeholders, general public at large, fans, NGOs, civil society, and media, we are bringing awareness to this long-standing issue. without any resolution. It's our nation's youth from St. Kitts and Nevis who are being deprived from playing the most popular sport in the world. The youth players have suffered in the developmental growth, technically, tactically, psychologically, socially. And it's signed by Kevin Gerard, president of the Newton Ground Football Club, and Colin Walvin, president of the Hard Times United Football Club. I just want to put that on the record. It is something that I intend to continue to make sure that we have a resolution to this. Just like I believe that country about self has to be resolved, this is another matter that I intend to take.
Okay, let's hope
so
that...
I just want to put that on the record.
The powers, the Football Association, they are listening. I'm certain that somebody will draw it to their attention.
Probably have it already.
And yeah, but when it becomes public, it becomes real.
Yep.
Right? When it becomes public, it becomes real. So let's hope that they are taking this matter seriously.
Yep.
And we'll see some resolution to the matter as soon as possible.
How long this has been in?
Since 2022.
2023, yeah. For the start, they didn't play in 2024, they didn't play in 2025. Well, this is the 25-26 season, and they haven't been fixtured. And the second round started yesterday, Thursday.
They're part of the association?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're members of the association?
Well, there's some ambiguity about that because they... The association believe that they're not part of the membership, but they were not, formally expelled because only the Congress could do that. And the photo association can't do it unilaterally, and so there are a lot of issues around it. So I just thought I'd bring it to the public because this is something that I'm going to be dealing with, in a manner to make sure that this is resolved. Cannot deny our young people deny them their personal development and growth, and sports play an integral part of that.
You use the word there, unilateral. Can we move to unilateral on the hemispheric level?
Yeah. Here's where we go to the hemispheric now. But charity begins at home.
Okay, all right. So that's the segue right there. So,
you want
did you pay attention to this? Both of you.
Let's talk about Greenland. Let's talk about Venezuela.
This is President Trump on Air Force One.
In about 2 months. Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days. On Venezuela, we talked so much about energy. By the way, I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you.
And now the second clip is 2 of 3. This is White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, Stephen Miller. He's the architect, we're told, of the administration.
That clip is how long? 1 minute and 28 seconds?
Yes.
Would you like me to play it?
Go ahead. He's the architect of the White House's immigration policy.
Asked about Venezuela, and he said he needs more information. Can you tell us what the president means when he says, is acting President Delcy Rodriguez in charge? Is she running Venezuela or not?
Well, what the president said is true. The United States of America is running Venezuela. By definition, that's true. Jake, we live in a world in which you can talk all you want about international niceties and everything else. But we live in a world, in the real world, Jake, that is governed by strength, that is governed by force, that is governed by power. These are the iron laws of the world.
But are you saying that
the beginning of time?
But in terms of day-to-day operations in Venezuela, that is acting President Rodriguez, right? It's not some sort of American emissary.
No, what I'm saying is, we'll keep going here, Jake. So I want to say what I'm saying, and then you'll follow up. But what I'm saying is just one level above that, which is that by definition, we are in charge because we have the United States military stationed outside the country. We set the terms and conditions. We have a complete embargo on all of their oil and their ability to do commerce. So for them to do commerce, they need our permission. For them to be able to run an economy, they need our permission. So the United States is in charge. The United States is running the country during this transition period.
If that's true.
Okay, the last one, you have that one?
No,
1
I
minute.
don't.
Okay,
I don't.
so that was Stephen Miller on CNN. This is Marco.
Madness.
This is Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He was interviewed on MSNBC. This is 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Why does the United States need to take over the Venezuelan oil industry?
Well, we don't need to. First, let me go back up. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We have plenty of oil in the United States. What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States. You have to understand, why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States.
As specific
What's that?
oil companies?
We also want to see that oil and the proceeds from it. Hold on. We want to see the oil proceeds of that country benefit the people of Venezuela. Why have 8 million people left Venezuela? 8 million, the single largest mass migration probably in modern history, left Venezuela since 2014 because all the wealth of that country was stolen to the benefit of Maduro and his cronies in the regime, but not to the benefit of people of Venezuela. You know how destabilizing 8 million migrants is? The number one fear that Brazil has, that Colombia has, that all these countries in the region have about what's happening in Venezuela and our involvement is they're afraid of another mass migration event. That's what they fear. This is deeply destabilizing stuff. It's not going to continue to happen. They are not going to come from outside of our hemisphere, destabilize our region in our own backyard, and us have to pay the price for it. Not under President Trump.
So in October 2025, United States published what's called a defense review. It's available online. You could also get an AI summary of the defense review, which basically says it's our hemisphere, we are in charge. And that is not new. In 1823, that was established under the Monroe Doctrine.
One may have thought that that piece of legislation was
policy. It's
policy.
It's policy.
Would have been outdated in 2026. I mean,
that's 100 years ago, you know.
Exactly. But now we are seeing the current man in the White House. He is rebranding it as the Monroe Doctrine. Now, this is a man who ran a campaign saying that America no longer needs to be the police of the world. He ran a campaign saying that America does not need to be in everybody's business. But he's now invading countries and
saying that he's taking them over,
their president
I'm going to run them.
Running them, like, make that make sense. I don't know. Make it make sense. Because this is nothing more than white audacity, you know. Listen to those comments from these people. This was the same kind of notion that went into Africa to enslave us. That was the same kind of thought process that decided that the Caribbean needed African slaves, that they needed to explore the world and discover places where people lived already. It's nothing new. But in 2026, we would think that we have evolved past this as human beings.
The United Nations was established, I forgot which year, Sam's going to tell me.
1945. After the Second World War.
Right.
1945.
To do away with this, as Stephen Miller said, strength, force, and power approach.
We all pretended to be shocked when Putin went into Ukraine, right? Yeah. Because of this same ideology. Now we're seeing it from the U.S. and
people signed. Sam, hold a second.
I just want to add the two main goals of the UN.
Okay, go ahead.
Peacekeeping. You must bring an end to these wars. peacekeeping and humanitarian.
And I'm happy that you raised that
Great,
peacekeeping point because this is a man who wanted the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. Yep.
So now, 2025, we on this program, we kept insisting that this is not about one man.
Mm-hmm.
You heard advisors and ministers talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything does not come from Donald Trump. There is a group who
A cabal.
have it in their head that, quote, we are in charge and we are going to leverage strength, force, and power. Sam, I remember you reminding us that the United States policy is that they don't have friends, they have interests. And those interests in the hemisphere, they have established in 1823, the Monroe Doctrine said to France, Spain, and England, get out of the hemisphere. Do not establish any more colonies.
Right.
We will not interfere in Europe. You don't interfere in the Western Hemisphere. You can Google that. You can Google that and get an AI summary of the Monroe Doctrine. Well, in the 21st century, it's not about France, England, and Spain anymore. It's about China and Russia.
Yep.
And to a lesser extent, Iran and maybe even India.
But you know something? The American Constitution said all men, men and women, are created equal with the pursuit to liberty,
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, entitlements. Yeah.
That's the American Constitution, you know.
They didn't mean black people.
They didn't mean. You're right.
And
you're right,
the
because
Native Americans.
there was a law.
They didn't mean us.
No. You know, they not. I wonder if it's a law, but you know, there was a thing that a black man was only 2/3 or 3/5,
something like some fraction,
a
fraction
of a
human being, of a human.
Yeah, and this is
and that played out on Saturday when Trump said that there were no casualties as a result of the military action in Venezuela.
Yeah.
When we know that
all
over
these people
100
died.
people
Yeah.
died, but those people were not really people in his eyes, right? He meant there were no American casualties because they are the only ones that matter in these people's minds.
You remember the term collateral damage?
Yes.
All right. So,
very well.
So
very well.
The persons on the ground who got killed, that is explainable.
They don't matter. So I don't want, and there are many people who are happy, extremely happy, who are celebrating. I don't really know what they're celebrating for because I'm trying to figure out what has changed. Because, I mean...
Imagine that. Let's hold that point. You remove the head of government, but the government is not overthrown.
Exactly. What has changed? Because is it about one person? Is it about Maduro? Or is it about the administration?
Exactly.
Because the administration... has not necessarily been the best to the Venezuelan people, and that's a fact, right? But you remove one man and people jumping up.
And the opposition parties coalition that we were told are for democracy have been told, stay in your lane.
Yeah, because guess what?
Can I use local parlance? Stay in your lane.
Because guess what? According to Trump, they don't have the power on the ground.
In other words, let's say it how we said.
They
ain't ready yet.
Right. Not only the power on the ground, they don't have the gravitas. He says they don't have what it takes. Trump deciding that.
What I don't want to be confused is that, there are those who feel that this was a move to liberate the Venezuelan people. It was not.
Who People have that.
Venezuelans.
People have.
Venezuelans,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I understand that. Yeah.
Yes, that's what they
The
feel.
Maduro regime was not a Boy Scout regime.
Not at all,
very
and we know that.
Yeah, that's very clear.
We know that. So nobody is really defending the administration. But there is a way to do things.
Right.
And when you allow a superpower to get up, because remember how we spoke about the Gaza Strip,
Yeah.
and we spoke about what Israel was allowed to do while the
The
rest of
world
the world
stand by,
stood
did
by.
nothing.
This is what is happening now.
Yeah.
Speaking of standing by, how is it possible for helicopters? Caracas is located in a valley, so the sound of a helicopter engine you'll hear it from miles, and it goes echoing off the hills. How is it that people can get into a capital, get into the house of the president, and none get shot down? Okay, I'm alluded to an inside job.
I mean, clearly.
Clearly. Okay, great.
Clearly. And anyway, that might be.
So in that context now,
And who is Trump backing now?
The present administration.
Okay.
Well, the president. Okay, you remember
So-
on January 4,
I mean,
on January 4, the interim president, Rodriguez, was coming out fiery. Yeah, we want our president back, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a meeting. And then after the meeting, she was saying, oh, well, I'm willing to work. Sam, some meetings can be very interesting, can they?
Well, that's what meetings are intended to do, you know.
So within that context,
They
how
always
do
work out the way they
how
want
do
them to, but that's what they intend to do.
how do small nations contend within that context? Because
I don't know if you could contend, but you always have to stand on principle.
listen.
You always have to
Standing
say
on
what is right.
principle at this point in time may very well be
May well be
a tall order.
Well,
because what we are seeing, and there are lots of criticisms as pointed towards CARICOM at this time. Because let's face it, CARICOM put out a statement, and the statement and nothing was the same, right? To put it in local terms, that and nothing was the same. They said nothing in this statement. But at the end of the day, what can you say? Yeah. What will you say?
Say what
because
is right.
Yes.
Whatever happens,
but
you can't do anything.
Yes, but
say what is
we
right.
are in a situation where we are seeing Caribbean nations, members of CARICOM, being targeted, losing their access to visas, be it student visas, whatever kind of visas. So you are the leaders, and let's face it, we live in a region where everybody loves to go to the States for everything. And I am not defending the thought process because I do not hold that thought process, but then I understand. Because as a leader, I go out and I stand up. Let's say I'm the leader. Let's say Dr. Drew. He goes up and he stands up and says, listen, this is wrong. When you look, we get a statement saying it's nationals, no more visas. You think that going to go down? You think that will go down well with the population of St. Kitts and Nevis? It will not. So they're in a situation where they have to balance sovereignty.
You can't compromise sovereignty.
They have to balance what the nationals want, and this is the same conversation. Remember, we had this conversation when the request was made to Venezuela, Grenada, about the radar system. Because how you gonna say no?
We had,
but then how you gonna say yes?
We had a very good
we
had a very good conversation about that because we discussed both sides of the ledger.
Exactly.
And so the question is, if you were a prime minister at this moment in time, what would you do?
What would
if
I
you
do?
If you get a call, I'm knocking on the table. You get because a knock. We would like you I'm trying to use diplomatic language. So Sam, tell me if I'm straying.
Well,
we would like you to accept.
I doubt President Trump is using diplomatic.
Oh no, but he uses his emissaries. They will write it the way. We would like you to consider accepting some third party nation.
Yeah.
Persons who we need to remove from the United States.
You want to know what I would do?
Well, is that a fair enough
enough
representation of what a diplomatic note would say?
Yeah, fair enough.
We would like you to
And
consider.
the request has been made several times.
How you like?
It has been made as a request.
How you like that? We would like you to consider. Is that a request or a demand?
Well, we would like you to consider it's a request. But
in the context
against the backdrop of what has been happening.
Against the backdrop of strength, force, and power.
You want me to tell you what my response would be?
Yeah.
But then I am not Prime Minister.
Well, I'm asking you to.
I don't think I'll ever be Prime Minister.
Right,
okay.
Yeah.
But
so you can't think like a Prime Minister.
But I'm thinking like me.
Well, exactly.
Okay. So I'll ask Sam the question.
Did you follow the recent conversations as they relate to ICE in Minneapolis?
ICE? Yeah, man.
Did you hear what the mayor said?
Yeah.
Get to.
Yeah.
Alter.
Yeah. And this whole thing is.
I'll have a similar response.
What do you call it?
Is there?
Manio. The French. This whole thing just. Manio.
I'll have a similar response, but then I am not Prime Minister.
You know, somebody who's deeply Caribbean will have the same response.
Yep. And the leaders of yesterday would have had that response.
Quietly or loudly?
Yeah.
Well, Maurice Bishop would have had it loudly.
Yeah. Well, I don't go back to Bradshaw at the top.
I wasn't around with Bradshaw time, but I would imagine that he may have had it loudly as well.
In a meeting with the St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla government and the British government, foreign secretary and all of that, and so on, they were negotiating how they could take back Anguilla. And Bradshaw said, that's not going to happen. I mean, it ain't nothing he could do about that. You see what happened in the end. Mm-hmm. But Bradshaw said, in fact, when Bradshaw done talk, he left the meeting. Walk out of the meeting. This is not going to, I'm not going to agree for Anguilla to return to colonial status. That is not what statehood and independence is about. I will not accept that. And whatever you want to do, you could do, but I'm not going to sit here with that.
Exactly. But no. And then I don't even want to say Trump wasn't president back then because.
United Kingdom did not have the economic leverage that United States now has.
Okay.
I am of the view that
I'm telling you,
we need some leaders. We need to see the leaders that. Who would take stands like that? We need to see similar stands.
Like I said, my thing is that I don't think we could fight America, and what they want to do, they will do. But they must not do it with your complaint. Say, look, I understand that is not in our interest, but you know, so I ain't going. Well, I shouldn't say that.
And then I would come to the people because. And this is leading into the round table yesterday, where the discussion was where. The country was informed that we have agreed to take third country nationals from the United States, CARICOM nationals who do not have any violent record or sexual record, and people not from Haiti. I'm going to need that pass. Because everybody from CARICOM, but not from Haiti. But we love Haiti. We love Haiti, but no.
Yeah, and
anyway,
to talk about Haiti all the time. And
my thing is...
Not Haiti. Exclude Haiti.
I feel that I would have preferred the conversation to be, this is the current state of affairs at this time. Mm-hmm. The U.S. is being a bully. Mm-hmm. We know that because the general population, we know who is in the White House. We know. Mm-hmm. We are aware. Mm-hmm. This is the decision we came to because we had no choice. Mm-hmm. I think that narrative may have gone over a little bit better than what was said yesterday.
But I believe that, like I say, you can't stop the Americans from doing what they want to do.
No, you can't.
But I believe...
Well, you can, and then they just invade your country.
You can't stop them. They will do what they want to do.
They would just
but
invade.
They must not do it with your compliance and agreement. This is not our interest doing this and so on. This.
And let me tell you, right?
You will say no.
Eh?
You would say no.
No, I'll tell them, go ahead and do what you want to do.
Oh.
But because you can't stop them.
You can't say no.
But you have to say, this is not in the interest of my country. You can't say that. You could say that.
And you could tell the people
that
this
but this is what will happen, because they will still do that. They went in Noriega in Panama, Noriega was, and Venezuela, and they will go anywhere.
They went in Grenada.
And they went in Iraq, Saddam, and Libya, Gaddafi, and they will go wherever they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But we cannot sit and tell them, yeah, we agree and we sign on. No. This is not in our country's interest.
No, where are we? Where are we as it relates to CARICOM, though? Because we seem to be divided. We heard from Trinidad very early Saturday morning saying we weren't involved. Yeah. I don't understand why they needed to say that they weren't involved. It seems like
a guilty conscience.
Very, because who asked you? How no other Caribbean nation came out and said they weren't involved? But we seem to be divided. We seem to be
all the time
fighting against each other. We saw the recent argument between the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and the Prime Minister of Antigua, right? And so where are we going? And can we recover from the present Trump administration?
The expectation of, I know this is not what you're saying, but the expectation of unanimity. Unanimity,
yeah.
And a oneness of purpose when people are at different stages of development, I think is not possible. And we have...
That may be so.
We have, for example, we have some countries that are almost wholly dependent on tourism, which means United States.
Yeah.
But by the way, while all of this is happening, don't forget another statement. There's another statement out there from the EU
about
to the Eastern Caribbean. To the Eastern Caribbean.
About the CBI.
Yes.
And I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
The operation of investor citizenship schemes by countries that are visa-free in the EU constitutes a serious security concern. The operation of a scheme whereby citizenship is granted in exchange for predetermined payments or investments without the person concerned having any genuine link to that third country constitutes a potential ground for the suspension of visa-free travel under the revised visa suspension mechanism. And here's the final sentence. Concerned Eastern Caribbean countries should take all measures necessary for adequate security vetting of applicants, pending the discontinuation of those schemes.
Yeah, and you see,
pending the discontinuation of those schemes.
And my question about that is, why is the Eastern Caribbean being targeted?
Yeah, but
why? Because there is a similar program in the U.S.
But the EU is saying that our programs, our schemes, the six of us, five of us. Now St. Vincent does not have one.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yes, it's right here. A serious security concern.
And that is what I am asking. Why are our schemes considered a security concern when the U.S. has a similar scheme and it is not a security concern?
Let me say two things about that. One is that whatever we do for our advancement, economic, social, political, is going to be targeted by
because they want to keep their feet in our necks?
Yeah, we must be mendicants. We must always be walking out, cap in hand, begging for our next bread. So whatever you do, whether it is CBI or tourism or offshore banking, whatever it is, they're going, agriculture, sugar, cotton, wherever it is, they're going to find a problem with it. But this does not excuse us, because we have been warned already. This CBI scheme is a scheme that should have been under severe restriction. We work too cavalier with it.
But we have heard about restructuring. We not just heard about restructuring. We have seen certain things being put in place.
Lately, under pressure. But we've been talking about that for years, 20 years.
But Mr. Conda, at the same time, it seems like they keep moving the goalposts.
I agree.
I think that is a major point.
I agree. I agree.
The goalposts must move for our small nation.
Exactly. You come and you say do this, we do that. Then you come and say you do this, we do that. Like, what do you want other than to end the program?
But sometimes we play into their hands.
True. Okay, fine.
We recognize that, but at this point it's just getting.
Would you agree that in terms of we playing into the hands, that the bigger issue is rule by strength, force, and power?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen,
that's the
we
bottom
only
line.
have 15 minutes left.
So it's okay. It's okay.
So
this is a continuing issue.
Yes.
You ready to open the line?
Should we take a short commercial break and then we'll open the line? So we'll be right back.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
Every day we're faced with choices: to spend or to save, to delay or to stay on track. It's discipline that shapes our future, because discipline means making the choice today that pays off tomorrow. Remember, discipline, choice, pays. A message from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Have you heard that Mind, Body, and Soul is back?
Yes, Mind, Body, and Soul is back on Sundays at 4 p.m. only on Freedom FM, hosted by the inspiring Julie Charles. This is your go-to show for thought-provoking and uplifting conversations. Every Sunday, dive into topics that nourish your mind, body, and soul. From wellness tips to personal growth to deep conversations, Julie brings you the stories that inspire change and spark reflection. Don't miss out. Tune into Minds, Body, and Soul on Sundays at 4 p.m. and let Freedom FM guide you to a more balanced and inspired life. Minds, Body, and Soul on Freedom FM Sundays at 4 p.m.
What if your money did more than sit in an account? What if it built dreams, supported families, and empowered futures? At St. Kitts Credit Union, we're more than a financial institution. We're a family that believes in your potential, rooted in people helping people. Enjoy competitive savings rates and low-interest loans for mortgages, vehicles, education, and more. Need security for you or your loved ones? The Family Indemnity Plan and Loan Protection Insurance give your loved ones peace of mind, whether you're saving for school, building your business, or planning for tomorrow. SKCU is here for you. It's not just about banking, it's about belonging. Contact us at 465-2272 or any of our branches. Learn more online at www.skccu.com. Become a member today and be a part of something greater.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
And we are back, and of course, the conversation continues while we are off air. The lines are open, 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. The lines are going crazy, gentlemen. Let's get to it. Good afternoon, Happy New Year. Welcome to Groundings.
Good afternoon, and Happy New Year to you as well. One thing is we're all sure of, that the world, including what was the New World Order, changed last weekend. And what I think we have to deal with is our response to it. There's no question, I think, that the U.S. essentially broke some fundamental UN Charter rules, that they themselves had installed after World War II, essentially. No question about that. This idea of non-intervention in other countries' affairs, again, that was broken. Now, one can argue that, well, it was happening all along, but it's so open now that it leaves no doubt in anybody's mind exactly how things stand. Is the world according to the United States. And nobody, including Congress, including the politicians in the U.S., are prepared to challenge that. And so we in the Caribbean have to deal with that. I think in our response, we should make it clear that this is not something we agree with. This is a recipe for future conflict, right? We must have some kind of rules governing international affairs. And it can't be according to one nation, So I think that should be made absolutely clear. I think the U.S. is not interested in this kind of diplomatic, nice-sounding responses that CARICOM and the other leaders, certainly the leaders of our nations are concerned with. They seem to feel that, depending on what they say, the U.S. will temper its response. And that's not the case. The U.S. will look after its own interests. And if it sees its interests as treading on everybody's toes, it's going to do it. So you can't come with any kind of nice-sounding words that are going to influence the U.S. It should be made clear that this is not what you expect, as Jamie said, in 2026, right? Because this is going backwards to essentially recolonization, right? We should make that abundantly clear. And as Sam said, yes, you will do what you want to do because you can do it. You have the military might. But we don't want any part of that, I don't think, as a matter of fact, I think the U.S. would respect that kind of response as opposed to a wishy-washy response. What we should have been doing, I think, is preparing our people.
I think respect is a strong word.
In terms of what?
They will not respect.
You're going to travel advisory.
Exactly. Hours. They will not respect that position.
No. When I say respect it, they at least understand it and not respect it in terms of doing anything different. But respect meaning that at least the people, the other nations, have at least the guts to state their positions. Well, because we know that all of them feel that the U.S. position is wrong. But they're not going to say that. They're not going to come out and say that. Well, I'm saying that.
Well, I
they
don't
should
know if
put on
Trinidad
record-
feels that the U.S. position is wrong, but yeah, I take I take what you're saying.
No. I'm saying that it should be placed on record that this is not something that other nations are going along with. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It should be on record for history that this is an anomaly. It's different. It's going perhaps in the wrong direction, and it should be placed on record. What we should be doing, I think, is making sure that our people understand what's happening, and so that whatever response we have to it, the people will understand what we're doing. This thing about negotiating, trying to sound like you're negotiating something, when we know full well that you're forced to do it, I don't think it's going to fly. I think people are more sensible than that, okay? And so we should be, I think, preparing our people for a more unified response. Right now, our politics and, inter-island politics, as well as internal politics within the Caribbean countries is extremely divisive, okay? And that should not, that is what enables the U.S. to use the old divide and rule, divide and conquer approach. All right, so I'm
Mr. McMahon, we have to take some more calls.
Yeah, all right. But I'm honestly feeling that we should have been made more aware of what was happening, not keep things in the background secret, and then we're faced with what we have now.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. I'm also receiving some comments. I want to read one of the a question. Someone says there seems to be a correlation between the signing of the MOU for deportees and the up to $15,000 bond for visa applications. So, should we look out to see if St. Kitts and Nevis is added to that list? What do your panelists think about that? Let's go back to the phone lines and take this call, and then we can respond after. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I need to correct the last caller. This is nothing new, you know. Do we forget 1989, the kidnapping of Noriega from Panama?
Yes, we mentioned that this afternoon.
But it's not Trump. This is just normal behavior of the United States of America.
That is true as well.
You have Chile, you have Nicaragua, you have Libya, you have Syria, you have Iraq, you have Afghanistan, and the list goes on and on. It is just normal behavior. And regarding our response to the U.S., don't forget, they have the power to isolate us financially from the rest of the world, with SWIFT transfers, blacklisting, closing down our corresponding banks. So whatever the U.S. say, we have to say yes. We're actually worse than being a colony, because we don't get anything from them at all. All we get is instructions. If we were like St. Thomas and St. Croix, at least we would get some federal funding. You know, so what I think is our politicians should just be honest and say, look, we can't do anything else but say yes. Otherwise, they just kill us. And then every time we get
that's a strong point.
Well, it's every single time we get something that boosts our economy, they kill it. The offshore sector, it's fine for the U.S. and England to do it, but it's not okay for the Caribbean to do it. Okay? Citizenship, it's fine for Canada, the U.S., and European countries to do it, but it's not okay for the Caribbean to do it. I guess this is what it means to be a black shithole country. It's we can run our internal affairs, but when it comes to out there, we have no say really.
But according to the current administration, we're not even running our affairs because they're controlling it from the outside. We're just puppets.
Absolutely, we have somebody there with a big 2x4, right? And if we don't do what they say, whap, they hit us with it. And if we're not prepared to take the 2x4 licks, we just have to say yes. Sad but true.
Yeah, that's the sad
Another
reality.
tanker was
Thank you
seized.
so much for another tanker was seized today.
I've seen something here that it has seized a tanker linked to.
Yeah.
Today?
They're doing that. They're doing that.
Okay, I guess that. Oh, sorry, that probably is the.
No, there was one a few days ago.
I'm reading it now. I'm reading it.
Okay, let's take a call in the meantime. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon to you, Jamie.
Good afternoon, sir.
And to the panel. God bless you all. Happy New Year. I know I have to hasten, but I just want to say that I believe you who are there this afternoon, the three of you, believes in God, and the person can do as much as they want, but not as long as they want. And Jehovah God is in charge. And yes, maybe might take this simple, and I hope not. But prayer still works. And no time is there to make a lot of comments in relation to what the two gentlemen have said, plus yourself, which was very sensible, because I know how the U.S. operate, but that is why I'm saying God, Jehovah, is in charge. And in time to come, he is going to deal with this situation.
So, Pastor, I have a question for you, because, you know, you are a man of God and a man of wisdom. So had you been Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis at this present moment, what actions would you have taken?
Let me say that this morning I was listening to a program on Win FM. I listened briefly, and someone called in via one of the hosts to ask the gentleman, Mr. Quinn, or something his name is, I can't remember his name properly, if he was the Prime Minister, what he would have done. And his response was, that's a foolish question, and he's not the Prime Minister, and he would not, he's not capable to be the Prime Minister, because that is not his thing, and he's not. I really, to be honest, didn't see that as a foolish question. I just said that in a kind of humorous way, because you are asking me the same thing. Now, that cannot be just answered just like that. To be honest, I'll have to explain a lot of things. So I'll prefer to evade or avoid that question for now.
Well said.
I will answer it in joke.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pastor, for that contribution. Very reasonable. Okay, let's take this final call, because it's after 3 o'clock. I'm going to ask the panelists if they could hang in a little bit with a little bit longer with us this afternoon, since it's our first program for the year. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon, Jamie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good afternoon.
To the rest of your panel, and Happy New Year to all of you. Listen, this situation with the memorandum of understanding with the United States, I think people are blowing it way out of proportion. First of all, the Prime Minister announced the deal that he made with qualification. But I'm hearing a lot of people stepping outside of the qualification and deliberately stating otherwise. Oh, criminals going to be coming and all kind of foolishness. Right? Let me tell you what I really see what is happening. Before they enact ICE, immigration used to go around and look for particular people, and when they pick them up, they put them on a plane and send them where they come from. That is no longer what they're doing. They're just rounding up people in herds and stuff like that. And so what they're doing, they're just sending them to their region. What do we rather? We rather ICE pick up our Caribbean people and send them to that prison that he paid for in one of those South American countries that is in dilapidated state, and they treat people inhumanely. That's what we want our brothers and sisters from the Caribbean to go? Or we rather them come to us, and then when they get to us, we disburse them where they need to go. Pick sense out of nonsense people. You understand? We are blowing this thing way out of proportion. In my opinion, it's much to do about nothing. You understand? And everybody always wants to talk big. Well, next time you travel to the United States and immigration put you up a talk big.
Okay, caller, we're way over time, so we've got to go. But
yes,
thank you so much for
thank you for taking me.
Your contribution this afternoon, the final contribution for this afternoon. Gentlemen, we've had quite a spirited discussion this afternoon, and that caller feels it's much to do about nothing. What are your views? What are your responses?
Well, we're speaking on the adjournment because this issue and related issues should dominate the public square for many weeks.
They will.
Because let's be frank, as one of the callers pointed out, it's about our economy. From whence we get our livelihood. And the United States is the power in the hemisphere that can influence certain decisions and cause us to choose between life or economic death. Period. The point about the SWIFT, SWIFT, people should Google that arrangement. That's when your credit cards don't work. We don't dominate that. We don't control that. All right? That is part of the leverage that our economic partners, quote unquote, have. Right? Having said that, I'm listening to you, Jamie and Sam, about we must maintain a certain degree of pride, integrity, principle, principium non hominis. And so, how do you balance that? Mm-hmm. And so, when I am personally faced with this type of question, I go to the serenity prayer. Mm-hmm. I'm going to end on it with Jamie's permission. Mm-hmm. Quote, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Mm-hmm. Courage to change the things I can. And wisdom to know the difference. Mm-hmm. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, you go to church more than me. Mm-hmm. Solomon was faced with a question. What do you want? Mm-hmm. Wisdom. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mr. Kondo?
I'm a little flabbergasted by the response that we're making much to do about nothing. Yes. I mean, we have a whole new order. That is what has been created in recent.
Back to the old order. Back to the old order.
A rebranding.
Okay.
Because remember, the name has been changed.
Yeah, and this is all to do about nothing. Well.
Everybody has an opinion.
No, but this is a concern that is taking the attention of the world, the entire world. Not only this hemisphere, but the entire world, what's happening, how we going to go forward. You know? What is the new world order? What is the new relationship in that? What is the geopolitics? That's what's happening.
Who are our friends, right?
And so, who are our friends, right? And the challenge should CARICOM. Not St. Kitts. St. Kitts is insignificant in this thing, but even CARICOM and the sub-region and, well, the hemisphere, but globally as well. This is a conversation that is attracting the attention of the world, and we have a right. Maybe some people want to call it a lot about what is a lot about
Much to do about
much
nothing.
about nothing. We have a right to participate in this. This is the existence or the future of the region. We're talking about maintaining the region as a zone of peace.
I think that ship has sailed.
Well, we will maintain the principle.
I think.
No, the principle.
So we have every right to be concerned
And talk.
and to address it in a serious way.
I think the conversation is absolutely necessary. And if we are to look at who we are as a people, where we are going as a people, we have to have these conversations. Absolutely. Because many times we come here and we speak about international issues, we speak about regional issues, and they seem to be very distinct and very separate. You realize all of it is coming together at this point in time, because this afternoon we didn't have international issues that were divorced from national issues. Everything is intertwined, and we have to become a people who are educated. We have to know what is happening around us. Go ahead.
You know, she really was a good teacher. Is a good teacher, not was. This program was started with exactly that in mind. That no man is an island. And for St. Kitts and Nevis, we're just dust in the wind in the global setting. But for us, the 55,000 who live here and the other 55,000 who are out there, this is our country.
And it's everything to us.
We have on our own, not on our own, we have on our own plus the efforts of our partners built a standard of living, a quality of life that people find so attractive that they want to set up their own colony. Right? That's it. All these things are linked. You are right. All these things are linked. And so, just to finish up this point, it's about the wisdom in handling these things. And our political parties have to make sure we put people up who have the gravitas to deal with these global issues.
And we can no longer vote for people because we like their party or we like what they're saying. We like that they're giving us this and they're giving us that, because these are serious times. And we have to understand, well, what will Dr. Martin do placed in this situation? What are his thought processes surrounding this country, that country? Because these are the things that are going to come into play, right? So for us to say that we should not have these conversations because they're not important and they're not, I find that there to be madness. Sorry, but I find it to be madness.
Well, as long as you continue, so long as you continue inviting us on a Friday afternoon at
Well, I don't invite y'all don't invite me. I am the guest.
We will discuss these global issues.
I am the guest
To
here.
go back to what Patrick was saying about why the program started, even the very name of the program was issues. We name it Groundings. Walter Rodney, grounding with the brothers and sisters to get people familiar and to understand how Europe, underdeveloped Africa, how the whole idea of sovereignty from these colonial countries in the Caribbean with the Federation and so on, and they're aspiring to become independent countries. How we get out of the plantation economy into building an economy where tourism and agriculture, and how we got to understand why agriculture is important to us.
Universal.
And the value of,
universal
there
education.
are some people who are of the view that we're supposed to just roll over and play dead.
You are absolutely correct. There are some people, we have to say, there are some people who do not like the fact that a country of 55,000 with 92% persons of African descent look like this. No. Let us be very, very clear. There are people who are like that. We're not supposed to be.
And I mean, if you want to roll over and play dead, you can do that. That's fine.
That's all right.
Because you can make that decision for yourself.
No.
But
No.
Jamiela McPhail, will not roll over and play dead.
Well,
I will not. That is not a part of my DNA.
Soon we will be celebrating the Buckley's uprising.
Exactly.
And that is the lesson. Yeah, we'll never roll over and play dead. Never roll over and play dead.
Kalonji was reminding me that this year was the 400 years since the
26.
Yeah, isn't that?
Since Thomas Warner?
Yeah, not Thomas Warner. Before Thomas Warner, the massacre down at
the Kalinaga massacre.
It was 400 years. But we have to talk about that. We have to talk about that.
And they didn't roll over and play dead.
No. People are talking about, Patrick, and you will be aware of this. Next year is the 100th anniversary. This year, of Warner Park. What Warner Park has been to our development. The
University of Warner Park.
I mean, So, gentlemen, we have to go.
Yeah, we have to go.
Thank you so much
for
being here. And we'll continue. If it's your will. And we'll continue to have these discussions because they are important. Coming up next on Freedom FM, we have Islands Rhythms hosted by EK. Hope that everyone has an enjoyable weekend. I'm hopeful that we don't wake up like last week, Saturday, tomorrow. Every day you seem to wake up to something. So, yeah. So EK is up next right here on Freedom FM.
Freedom FM, 106.5 FM.
Hey there. Let's face it, life happens. Bills pile up, surprises pops up, and sometimes staying on top of payments feels impossible.